Patterson. We are at the 13th annual St. Louis Prototype Modelers Meet. I'm doing an outdoor photo shoot. We're going to talk about this table saw. That's absolutely magnificent. This is the best hobby in the world.
What's neat?
What's neat?
What's neat?
What's neat starts now.
Catch the What's Neat podcast every week and full episodes of What's Neat every month at the Model Railroad Hobbyist YouTube page.
Let's look at this.
Summer's upon us. Time to get garden railroading. You know what I mean?
We have a crowd of Frazier people looking at us tonight.
Hey, I don't have my microphone on.
I don't have a microphone either. Let's all put on a microphone now.
But
I have one on.
I got a microphone on.
Come on, Daniel.
Daniel.
Here you go, baby. All right.
Just don't forget to take it off when you get up to the
right, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Ready, set, go.
That'd be an edit. We don't want to have
That'd
to
be
do.
a true edit. Oh, shut up back there.
All right. Thumb check, right? From your finger to your... Yep. Good. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
We
Y'all
would
sound
need the-
fantastic.
We would need the...
Okay, show number... We have nobody to give us a countdown.
Nope, not yet.
3, 2, 1.
The What's Neat This Week video podcast is supported by enthusiastic model railroaders just like you.
These are anyway.
Further support is provided by Microengineering, keeping you on track with quality products for 55 years. Check out their website at www.microengineering.com. Order from your local dealer or order direct by calling 1-800-462-6975. Additional support is provided by Spring Creek Model Trains, your destination for model trains. Stop in and say, wow. Check out their website at springcreekmodeltrains.com. And by Intermountain Railway Company, where the detail makes the difference. Check out their website at intermountain-railway.com. Additional support is provided by Yelsma Graphics, America's leading distributor of quality railroad art and embroidered clothing since 1985. Check out their website at yelsma.com. Further support is provided by the NCE Corporation, the power of DCC. Visit their website at ncedcc.com. And thank you for supporting the What's Neat This Week podcast. This is the What's Neat This Week, show number 273 for May 4th, 2024. I'm your host, Ken Patterson, the host of the What's Neat show over at Model Railroad Hobbyist Magazine. And I talked to Joe Fugate this week, and he said that the numbers in the wintertime of that magazine are in the 90,000-ish. That's fantastic viewership.
Yeah.
The What's Neat show is not done. I've spent the last 8 days since we did the last show working in the yard. I am in shape, rock and roll, and this place is starting to get really good looking, preparing for the RPM meet. I want to make it look, I
Big
just want
show.
everything groomed. So I've got nothing done for the June What's Neat, which is due in 11 days.
Yep.
And I have no idea what's going to be in it yet. So stay tuned. It will be.
It'll be good.
Yeah.
It always is.
Hey, Dynamite.
It'll be neat.
Talking
That's
about
neat.
neat. I want to do the introductions. Mike Buddy is sitting right here. Hey, Mike.
Hi, everybody.
It's good to have you tonight.
Thanks.
We've got James Regier,
Hey, everybody.
who's been doing some really cool stuff and showing it off on the internet. I can't wait to hear what this. Sitting right next to James, we got our favorite Daniel Coombs.
Hi, guys. You won't be seeing me here for long. I'll go behind the camera soon.
Yes.
As I always do.
Daniel's awesome. We love you, Daniel, the little Boy Scout in the opening of every show.
Yeah.
You were really young when I met you. It was
What can I say?
fantastic. So good to have you here tonight.
Thank you.
Some really cool new news, and this relates to Broadway Limited. And I've got to tell you what, last show we talked about those business cars and passenger
Yes,
cars.
with Brad.
With Brad Joseph. How amazing that was. We had no idea that that was the actual car that his father had. And it was, we were just as shocked as you.
If you hadn't run into him at the gas station,
I
that
remember that.
would've never
I remember
happened.
him telling that story while we
know?
were at the dealerships in some of those meetings planning for the St. Louis convention.
About the passenger car.
Yeah,
But yeah,
4 years ago,
I met
so,
him.
yeah.
I ran into him at the gas station on Thursday. He pulled up in
Right.
that little pretty red Maserati and
boy.
said hi to me and Holly because we were out there, hugging like we always do in Oakville. And so, and he's like, "Hey, Ken, what's up?" I said, "You want to be on the show Saturday night?" Because we're going to be talking about these amazing business cars that they're coming out with that I just saw images of. And
Yeah.
I mean, this is a game changer for the hobby.
Yep.
And I said, "You know a lot about the history of these cars?" And he said, "Yes, I do." He said, "I got something going on. I can't show up." So he called 2 hours before the show and said, "I'll be there." And rock and roll. What a great show that turned out to be.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
He's always great to have on.
Yes, he
what a
is.
guy.
I was sad to have missed it.
Yeah. Well,
You got to watch it.
I did, yeah.
I still got to
Well,
go back and watch it.
I like seeing Brad, when I'm here.
I went through our numbers. We have 16,200 and something subscribers. The number keeps going
Really?
up. Yes.
Good.
About 100 or so every month. I checked out the numbers. Our numbers are solid. I think the total YouTube views for any one given month for the podcast show is like in the 20,000s
wow.
when you add up all the shows. I'm getting way off track already, and we haven't even started. I didn't even start the stopwatch. Did somebody look at the clock?
The train has left the rails.
So here's a picture for the very first time that I saw, and I'm going to share with you of the business cars we talked about 2 weeks ago on the show. Here is the back porch of one of the Penske cars with the new LED lighting in it. Check out this lighting, and you can see in the car, you can see the fireplace in the car. Broadway Limited is really knocking it out of the park. About a year ago, I want to say maybe during 2023 in the fall, we talked about the new Diecast ST70
Right.
Aces.
Oh yeah, the pre-announcement.
And I
Yeah.
showed this picture of the diecast model, and I thought, oh my gosh, how is this going to turn out? I think a manufacturer did that back in the 70s. I don't know
Yeah.
when the real last diecast models were really made.
I don't either, but I was skeptical that this one would have the detail that it does.
Oh my gosh.
The
Here, ready for some
amazing
photographs?
detail.
Well, it's amazing just how far the technology has come for
Right.
all types of different casting.
Right.
Okay, these are the ST70 ACEs. Southern Pacific Daylight is the first one I'm going to show because it's actually the only one I got a lot of pictures of off the internet. Number 1996. Look at the detail on this model. I mean, it is exquisite. You guys have seen these photos, both sides. And I've got a tight shot of it, of the grill work. I mean, this is impressive. This is very beautiful. Paragon 4 sound, and they're also available in the stealth, the silent features. They also have a photograph on Facebook where they showed MRL CSX Reading.
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 Thank
Yep.
you.
Norfolk and Southern.
No, I got the George Bush.
Norfolk.
Yeah, no, Norfolk.
Norfolk.
They're not doing
Yeah.
Norfolk.
It's not Norfolk.
Norfolk and
Yeah,
Southern.
Norfolk. What the heck?
Speech
North
class.
North
Sorry,
Fork.
I had to throw that out there.
Sorry, Denny, we're walking over each other. Anyway, George Bush number 71. Okay, that
Yep.
will go with that business car we saw 2 weeks ago. And I got a Southern Pacific here. That's the one I just already showed you in the beautiful daylight paint scheme. These things weigh 2 pounds apiece, and there's 15 road names going to be available. Check
Those
them out.
guys are going to pull.
Just
Yeah.
go to their
2
website.
pounds,
2
man.
pounds.
Sounds like about 50 cars.
You
almost
could
to
hurt
100.
somebody with that.
Yes, you can.
That's
Yeah,
how
I-
much the Nikon anyway. The next model I want to talk about, this is what really got me started this week, because Santa Fe got 20 of these.
Right. Got them secondhand.
This
for
is the
war
Boston
surge.
and Maine T1a, T1b Berkshire locomotives. This is a pre-production model I'm showing you. It too is die-cast with brass details on it. But the front end is so amazing with that water boiler heater system.
Yeah,
in the
with
front.
that feed water heater. I saw that and I thought, man, that is so weird. Did the Santa Fe ever actually have something like that? Like they often would have the feed water heater either mounted, sort of in a cylinder above the firebox or tucked in below.
I'm sure they did
But
their homework.
They did. And
Yeah, that's wow.
it's
I was trying
it's
to
a
think
neat
what that
locomotive.
was.
It's and I guess that must have amounted to the tunnel clearances or something like that on the Eastern Railroad that was the original owner.
Probably is.
It's absolutely amazing. Just, again, die-cast.
crazy.
I don't know how much that's going to weigh. I can't wait to see this diesel. I can't wait to actually hear it. It's going to sound, when it hits that jointed rail back there, that 39-foot jointed rail
Yeah.
that we made. It's going to sound fantastic.
Like sound robust.
You guys can get this
Yeah.
stuff from Spring Creek Model Trains. They help sponsor this podcast. We love you guys out there. The Zucker family is so wonderful, aren't
Yeah.
they?
Yeah.
They asked us to announce something tonight. They're a couple things. They're starting a promotion code with us. But they've got the Memorial Day sale event coming up in their store on May 25th. Okay, the event will consist of a lot of sales through the store. We went there. We really enjoyed checking out that place. So please encourage the folks to stop by on the 25th, the sales event. And also we are going to start a promo code for the viewers of this show who order from Spring Creek. On orders of over $250, you will get free shipping. The promo code will be available through August 31st, and that code is?
WNTW 2024.
There you go. Here,
right.
I'm showing the flyer.
And you're seeing it right now on the screen, so
Yes.
write it down, use it. And if there's a chance, we'll be actually heading to Kansas as soon as school gets out, right around Memorial Day weekend. And my dad has been wanting to make another field trip up there, so
That'd be a good time.
I may even go in person. We'll see.
That's fantastic. Good luck with that, Mike Zucker. When you guys go to train shows and you see Deb and Mike and you see them
Jeff.
all working, they're all working the
Dave.
show.
Oh, yeah.
Dave and Jeff. When you see them working the show, say hi to them. Tell them that you saw them on the What's Neat show. Because that Steve Mantilla guy that keeps floating around, Denny mailed me something in the mail this week
Oh,
with a picture
God.
of Steve Mantilla on it.
Yeah.
I think we took it off the table and put it over there.
It was like
anyway, it says, hi, I'm Steve Mantilla.
I saw him on a
I saw him, I think.
podcast.
The guy on
somewhere.
that show.
All right, that's okay.
Yeah.
So, Daniel, what do you got going on, brother?
All right. Well, about a couple weeks ago, I had the opportunity to touch the brush model loading. Joey Ginto, how you doing, Joey, and everyone else at the
Hey,
Boston
Joey.
Mountain
Hey.
Valius Model Railroad Association. It's a new club being formed down there in Springdale, where Joey and the rest of his amigos, and then thus me being a satellite location a couple hours away,
Such
forming a model train group of our own just to travel around and do different layouts and stuff. But I had the opportunity to go to the Ozark Model Railroad Association in Springfield, Missouri. It is an HO scale layout. I don't know exact dimensions, nothing. But briefly, I want to say we got together, Joey, me, and some of the other guys that he also works with on the railroad that he works for, and also some of the other model train enthusiasts, so to speak. We had a little op session of the layout, and here are some clips here. First clip here is a Athearn HO Challenger that I did a soundtracks install into, resurrected from the dead for a buddy Johnny of mine. And then we got a pair of Frisco FA and a couple B units, Mike,
Oh,
1950s.
Nice.
This layout is actually based on the Frisco line, Monette to Springfield, Missouri, Monette, Missouri to Springfield, and then you've got Springdale, Arkansas. So it's kind of the Frisco short line there before the Arkansas and Missouri.
What era, like?
We're talking 1950s, so more
Okay.
of like in your
Yeah.
era. I know 50s is kind of early for you. I know you do the 70s and whatever, but we still have a mixed
I
mash
do
of that.
love those F units, though.
Right. So I got showed video of that. And we were just basically just having fun running trains, and Joey got a segment done for you with one of the three board members and also the vice president, who is also a guy that's my age that lives 15 minutes away from there, that is the vice president. But again, I don't want to spill any more beans about it. You just
That's
stay tuned to
fantastic.
that What's Neat
No,
segment.
Joey's making
All right.
material. There's a few people starting to make material. They're taking me up on my offer. I offered $15 an hour to pay for material for the What's Neat show. You know, like George Bogatuk makes great stuff and Jennifer Kirk makes good stuff.
Yeah.
And so now there's a few more people signing up to participate, which will be wonderful.
Nice.
Because you've seen all of my work. There's a lot of other. Look at how the video that we got coming out with George Bogatuk making roads. How different his technique was from my making roads. But guess what? It worked. It looked dynamite. So
Right.
there's no real. Oh, I'm right. This is right. It doesn't exist in our hobby. It just doesn't.
That's right. That's right.
So I guess you want me to
Oh,
go to the
there's
camera
James
now?
Wright.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Have you seen his layout?
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's
it's,
Have
it's
you
coming
seen his
along.
layout, how it's come along?
There's some fantastic scenery on
Oh my
there, for
gosh.
sure.
James Wright called me up. I talked to him for the first time in 6 months about a week ago. It's funny that you just mentioned this. He called up, super nice guy. Want to have him on the show again. But he's really building this layout. He's going
Oh,
to town
yeah.
on it.
Yeah.
And he's learning. He's learning.
Yeah.
And he says that people critique his work on the internet And I know that he listens and makes changes, but just really, James, your work is fantastic.
Yes,
Just
it
go
is.
with it.
Yeah.
Heck
Just
yeah.
go with it, what you're doing. We're all just different levels, and we're all having fun, and that's the most important thing in the
Right.
world is to have fun,
There's that fly.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, if I
We
just
got a fly visiting us tonight. Yeah.
I was having fun this week. Not only
Out of
did I work
scale.
in the yard for 8 days, I started working on the Garden Railroad today. We have to have it running by, and you're going to talk about this. Where are you going? You were out there with me. We were together tonight assessing the damage on the Garden Railroad, right?
Okay, so now that I actually have pulled back away
So I'm
from
going
the
to start out where I pulled some trees and bushes away from the green deck. That green deck is better than 20 years old now. And the bushes got they were too big, they were too ugly, they needed to go. They couldn't be trimmed into the cute, they started out as 6 inches.
I
We had
remember.
256-inch little pine trees.
Oh my
Yep.
gosh.
When the Home Depot was selling them for
Yeah.
3 for $10.
Yeah.
And I loaded up both trucks and started digging holes with the post hole digger. And how beautiful that turned out. Well, over time they got trimmed and they got spider mites and they eventually turned into great big marshmallows. So these around the deck had to go. Remember how beautiful the deck was when it was
Yeah.
first built?
Oh man,
The shine of that polyurethane.
green, yeah, that.
Yep.
It
It
was,
was all shiny and slick, if I remember
Yeah.
right.
Almost
And
like a
it-
fluorescent light
and it-
looking at you
right,
from the
but
ground.
the wood, the grain of the wood showed through. It was
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah, that grain, that wood grain was yellow and brown, and with the green on it, it just blended in the area. It was comforting. It was beautiful. It lit up at night. It looked fantastic.
Yes.
Okay, well, here's the video clip of it now. She's not looking all that hot. I've got to fix the bottom lattice work on it. It's obviously time to restain and refresh the deck with a new coat of green. We put solid green on it now, no more semi-gloss, no more polyurethane, because one
Yeah.
time Dave Davis came down the steps
Yes.
with 2 cups of coffee and hit that wet polyurethane.
Oh.
Yeah, that was wet coffee.
Then he spilled
So anyway,
coffee.
so it's just, I've noticed that the deck is warping too, a little bit on the tops around the
yeah.
circle. So there's some dips that need to be corrected on that. The overall Garden Railroad it's just in kind of rough shape. We've got a clip here of Daniel, as you see, walking and doing the inspection of the repair work. We have had a lot of rain in the last 24 hours, I would
Oh
say.
my gosh.
Just the last 24 hours.
Yeah.
A monsoon.
It filled up that water tank out there. You dumped that water tank.
Yep.
Softball games were canceled this morning.
The
our girls,
mud,
but-
the mud ran over the tops of the tracks out
Yep.
there so I'm showing you the video clip of that. All the loose wires underneath the steps, the grass growing between. That's easy. That's Roundup. We walked along the tracks to the tunnel bridge section. That's that first 50-foot run, 60-foot run. The track is pretty much in disarray. It just needs to be connected together. Now, you looked at the tunnel out there and you saw that the tunnel is starting to cave in. The stones have moved, so you
Oh,
can't
yeah.
get a train to go through the tunnel area anymore.
Wow.
Well, what happened was over time it's moved a little bit, which was acceptable.
right.
When I had a great big tree cut down in the backyard 3 weeks ago,
Oh no.
they brought in a really cool machine that got the guy up so he could start taking the tree apart in pieces.
But they used
Yeah.
your little
Yeah, yeah.
bridge.
And they used my bridge. So right at this moment, I got video of this. Here's the machine going across the bridge, and as you see, the machine's little tracks, everything moved forward about 3
Yeah.
inches.
Oh.
No, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't. There was no drama. There was no music. It just he was doing me a favor. Plus, they let me use that machine to fix my gutter on the house.
So Ken
Oh.
actually added all the music into this scene in post editing, is what you're saying.
There's no music.
Oh boy.
Anyway, it's simple. You just restack the stones and rebuild it. That's super easy. No problem. Maybe we'll drop in some new 4x4s. Make it pretty.
I think it'll be an easy project.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, from the tunnel to the other dog bone, where the trestle used to be, we walked that area. And it's actually not in too bad a shape. More just realignment of the track, some new railroad ties here and there, which get slid onto the track. The bowl area just grows. It just grows wild. That's
Yeah.
where the beautiful trestle used to be.
Yep.
This last bridge in the clip, the board is missing too, and the rail is seriously bent. So I think deer stepped on this, or the kids might have stepped on that. So that rail's got to be pulled, rebent to the correct arc, and then put back. And that's the nice thing about this Code 50 microengineering track; it's repairable.
Right.
So, but the fact is, with that great big tree down in the backyard and all the wood's gone, it took 2.5 days to burn it, the view is more amazing, and the photography possibilities just changed. Because now I can do a wider panorama type shot. The Acela shot I did for Bachman 15 years ago when we did the Centenary Acela shot. I did that on the edge of the cliff because of the sun's angle and the angle, so the neighbor's fence would have been in the way and all the issues I've dealt with for years. Now with that tree gone, it allows the upper patio to be used for photography, which gives a whole new expanse.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to what comes from this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, rock and roll. And so that was my show and tell for the week. I have not done anything down here in the basement. It is a mess, as you can attest to. But it was great to be in shape and be out there working. It has nothing to do with trains. James Regier has been doing some amazing stuff.
Right. So, at the Magic House, and it's been a while since I've been there last, but I was working on this project. Some of the trains on the upper deck are victim to either kids or parents or bigger kids messing with them. And there was one building in particular that was smashed, and I thought like all the walls were torn apart from each other, and there wasn't really any repairing.
What was that, made out of wood or?
It was made out of plastic. It was styrene, but
okay.
when they get those jagged tears and stuff, it gets a little bit difficult to put them back in shape. And so I thought, well, what if I would design a building in 3D that if someone smashed, that would hopefully be a little bit more sturdy because there aren't the same glue joints.
Yeah.
And could just be reprinted if someone smashes it. So I went sort of after what the old store was and made sort of this old feed and seed / general store kind of thing with a false front.
This is amazing.
And so that's what Ken's got right there. That was the first print attempt, and it didn't have enough supports, and so I got some earthquake damage or some collapse to it. Yeah,
man, I'd work that into a scene.
You need to give
for
this
sure.
to Mike and let Mike do something with that.
Okay, yeah, well, have at it.
It's believable looking. It's possible, isn't it possible?
It's possible. The only thing is the window and door posts, which would have been solid wood, would have been broken, not bent.
Right.
But other than that, you got the side bends there and all of this. So these two are, this is attempt 2, this is attempt 3. Just the third one to make sure I'd corrected all those things.
Look at the roof weathering. Nice job.
So
And the rafters.
And actually for the materials, I wanted to simulate the building had been sheathed with standing seam metal. And so I designed that in, put in the panel lines. I went with the actual industry, 3x8 sheets, designed that down to HO scale, and then built them up along the sides of the building and layered them. And the same for the corrugated on the roof. I also added the little nuts where it would be appropriate. So those are actually
these models, Daniel, and notice how he's got these in multiple pieces. I see that right now. He's got the front porch eaves, the steps.
Yeah.
Is this one piece?
Well, so the doors there, those are separate pieces. They're glued on.
Okay.
And the windows, I actually did something special with the windows. You see this building, it has those outer window frames, and so those are part of the molding.
Okay, so this one, the windows were part of it.
But and in these other ones too. But I designed it so that they would have these aluminum frames and mullions that would go, that would be, each window would be 2 halves, front and back. And so it would be press fit into the windows so that, you'd need maybe 4 drops of Eileen's tacky glue, one in each corner, just to make sure it doesn't come out. But those windows are press fit, so they basically, go in easy enough, but don't necessarily want to come out that easy. And I did them in 2 halves with the front and rear half. And
so you put the styrene in the middle.
And it's actually clear tape.
Fantastic.
It worked so well with Mike that I decided on his cars that I've been trying to figure out a good way to do it on buildings. And so the way it works, you actually take the rear half of the window and you stick what would be the middle part of it up against the back of the tape. Careful not to touch the tape because of fingerprints. And then you can put whatever signage you want onto the tape, and it'll just stick.
That's great.
And then I actually come back and wrap the tape around the top so that it's actually laminated in there, no sticky parts outward, so that it avoids the fingerprints when I'm working them into the
Have you ever built a laser kit?
a laser kit.
A laser cut kit?
No, I have
a
not.
wooden kit.
I have not.
That's the way American model builders, and I think BTS used to design their window mullions, where you would actually have the window mullion. It would be cut out of wood, right?
Yeah.
And I probably have video clips of this. Don't make me look for them. You peel the sticky tape off the back of the wood, you lay it on top of the styrene, and you do that to all your windows all at once.
Yeah.
And then you're cutting them out with an X-Acto knife, right?
Right.
And for the windows you want to have open, you know
Yeah.
how to, right?
Right.
So what a great idea. Considering you've never built a laser kit, and you've actually come up with the same idea that everybody's come up with.
Yeah. So like I'd initially thought, well, maybe I just glue this to clear styrene, but then I thought, well, why not the Scotch tape? It
Right.
cuts even easier. It's a little bit cheaper per window, and
Good job.
yeah, everybody's got it. And so then it came to decorating them up, and I found all these signs on the internet that I sized down the sort of what represent metal sides on the side of the building. Were done in just regular printer paper.
How'd you get the co-op thing?
The co-op thing on the top,
Yeah.
that was tissue paper. This was a technique that Luke Towan did on a general store that he made a number of years ago.
Luke Towan.
The one where he had that bicycle, going around
Yes.
in front of the store. The technique he uses. I'm not sure if he had an inkjet or a laser printer. With the inkjet, you want to be a little bit cautious about getting it wet afterwards, because then that'll loosen the ink. But with a laser, it doesn't matter that much. So I have a laser, and so what I did, I printed it on this tissue paper, and you basically tape it on the top edge, the edge that'll lead it through the printer, and then along the sides.
Nice work.
And then it can actually drag it through the printer without problems.
Right.
And so that's what I did, and I used thinned out matte medium to just kind of plaster it onto the side of the building, so it gets that painted on look. And one of the things I noticed.
That came out good.
And one of the things I noticed. So this one was same technique and a little bit different label there, but it actually got a little bit more stressed during the paint-on process. But this is one where if you screw it up a little bit, it doesn't matter
Right.
that much, because it's a painted-on sign. It did get weather beaten. It did get battered, and so if it thins out and there's cracks in it, well,
You've outdone
Right.
yourself. You've outdone all of us.
so
I don't even know how to mess with the printer really that much. I don't. I'd love to
Yeah.
see. Yeah. My son came here and visited once and made something. That was nice. That was great.
But yeah, the whole idea of this thing is I didn't want a lot of glue on it, and
It came out good.
and the other thing, I'm also wanting to do interiors eventually, and that
that's
sort of
cool.
stuff, and detail that out. So I figured out the right layers of spray paint to use to get these things opaque. That is so that you don't have, these buildings are not lanterns, that they actually
Yeah.
light from the
Right.
inside.
Right.
So, yeah, I'd been experimenting with that on some of the beep shells.
You usually spray them black first on the inside, and
Yes.
then whatever color you want it to be.
And I've actually found that matte black will do that better, and I'm not sure. So I painted matte black on both the outside and the inside, sort of as the primer layer. And then I did and I made sure it was a solid coating, so I went several times so it was just right. And then I gave it a coating of white, just sort of satin finish white, both outside and inside. When I just had it in the matte black, I could still, with my cell phone flashlight, I could still see the light through it. After I got the white on there, it looked like it seemed like there was enough reflective surface on the white and enough blockage from the black to just
so it doesn't glow.
Yeah, so there's no glow,
Cool.
and you don't even see the point of light. Through the wall.
Oh, so remember all the LEDs you're putting on your locomotives all the time? You got to put some underneath those porch
So-
eaves. right here. That would be
Right.
neat to light up the porch.
Yeah, we need a couple of those, and I was
Oh,
thinking
and
of
signage. You've got to put the little lights here to light up the little sign on the front.
Right.
A little bitty.
Yeah.
And those are the old-fashioned screw-in light bulbs with the
ones
green.
that hang out over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Green shades. Yeah.
these those.
And the garden hose hanging on the side. And shall we continue with guttering?
Oh yeah, I mean,
Let's
there's
go. Oh.
Yeah, there's any number of details you can add.
Of course,
to
this
these
is a
things.
modern era of building.
These
So
things,
probably
yeah.
DirecTV satellite on the roof. Too.
And I was thinking, Coke
Yeah.
machine out front, newspaper rack, that type of thing, plant stands, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
You rock.
But none of that's. I'll be through Denny Yelsman's locomotive and all of that before I even think about
you
proceeding
just brought
further
that
on
up. How's that
Yeah.
coming along?
It's coming along.
Okay.
I just had this emergency project for the Magic House, and then it was crunch week for the magazine.
Mike, what have you been up to, brother?
I'm still working on those Mopac flatbed trailers that I brought, I think the last time I was here. But then a few weeks back, I brought some Walters enclosed auto racks that they have now. And I had started this Penn Central one a long time ago, so it gave me the motivation to finish this particular project. And I'll turn it around and show you what it was like. Before I added the sides on there. The sides were from an old AccuRail kit, and I had to cut them to fit tri-level
Wow.
size and fit around the signboards and everything, and then the prototype has these side panels held on by metal straps, and they're painted the same color as the car. So I had to paint those these things all the way around, up and down. So I painted some decal paper and cut it into thin strips and to do each one of those straps. So
Nice.
that made that a lot easier. But as you can see, I left the other side open so I could put some cheaper cars in the middle, and then I've got enough of these Ford Torinos that I bought from Bob Johnson to fill the top, and then two on each end to make it
nice.
look like it's filled with expensive cars.
Someone
So-
call Starsky and Hutch.
Yeah, right.
Nice work. That's
Yeah.
just nice work all the way around.
So yeah, I'm getting pretty close to this, finishing this, and then I've got to start trying to work on something for the RPM too. So
Yes, here
anyway.
comes the RPM show. It's going to be here
It'll
in
be
10
here so
minutes.
fast,
It's going to be a
yeah.
good show this year.
Yeah.
It's going to be a great show this year. I know that. Plus, we know what to expect. It's going to be fun. Let's enjoy it. Let's not
Yeah.
just do 14 interviews and work. Let's enjoy it.
Yeah.
I think Sparky 101 might be coming down.
Oh
Nice.
yeah, Dave Hohenstein.
Yeah. I told him he could stay with us if he does. So
We have
right.
Neil Maltz from East Coast Circuit's going to
Yeah.
be here on the 8th of June. We have the folks from the NMRA show out in California that want to talk about that show coming up, I think, the first week of June. So there's a lot of neat stuff going on. We got to do 2 shows this month in addition to the one that we're shooting right now. And all the new products that are coming out, the NMRA announcements that will be coming out. It's going to be a great year. This is a great year to be in the hobby.
Yep.
And it's
Each year
just
gets
all the way
better.
around. Have we wrapped it up all the way around, Danielle? Thank you for running camera for us tonight. It's awesome to have you.
Oh, I've got to give a shout out to Mike Nucky. Remember our pal from Chile?
Yes.
I've been talking to him lately. He's working in his hobby shop called the Jugueteria Alemana.
I love him and his Facebook posts.
Yeah. So anyway, I promised him I'd give him and his hobby shop a shout out. We really had a lot of fun when he came up a few years ago, and
yeah.
him and his wife and little girl. So anyway, we'll see you next time you come up, Mike.
I know, right? What am I doing? I'm looking for something. I have some notes.
Yeah, Ken's
Yeah.
looking for
I had
something.
something I wrote down.
We're still on the show here, and
I
Ken
wanted to
runs
give a
off.
shout out to. That was just a little shout out I wanted to give.
You got about 20 papers on the floor too.
It's so amazingly confusing. Look, I'm getting a new website. Randy Hook is building a website for kenpatterson.com. Thank you, Randy. All right, well, rock and roll. That's it. We're going to take the NCE power system. I got the hammerhead right here in my hand, which is awesome. There's nothing else to say except for it works. And we've got the switch yard all full of water over there as the leaking water came in with all that rain we got. So we're going to run some trains through the water and have a good time tonight. Be sure to check out the NCE website. There's a lot of other stuff that tag teams with this that you can use on your layout. The wiring, decoders, just panels, so many different things. Check it out. It's amazing. NCE, the power of DCC. With that, this is the best hobby in the world. Be sure to hit subscribe, hit that bell. Again, we're up past 16,000 subscribers. Thank you very much for allowing us into your home. Best hobby in the world. Let's go run some trades.
All right.
All right? Rock and roll. That wasn't 20 minutes, but that was fun.
I hear all those HO scale people clapping too.
I know, those praise your people.
On the guys on the porch.
Okay, so we didn't run a train
There's blue
tonight.
shirt. There's a guy in a Kansas City shirt too.
We need to do a thumbnail. Daniel, get in here for the thumbnails.
This is the only thing I really talked about tonight.
And you're gonna get me those video clips, right?
Right.
Well, Daniel, do you have a little Daniel you can hold yourself?
No.
No. Okay.
Did you get scanned?
Nope.
Okay, I'm gonna hold this
That is this
old
year.
building. Ready, set, and look at that camera and good job. Let that camera run for 45 seconds so I can roll credits. I know, so much exciting stuff going on.
Yeah, I know.
Check out the deck, by the way, or the front porch.
I need to. Hold on. And it was simple notes and I lost them. Oh, you put a lot of work into just that.
Yeah, I wanted to. I was trying to go off of